Welcome, everyone, to episode 22 of the official podcast for Guardian 1, a Destiny group dedicated to the prosperity of Guardians everywhere. We broadcast live Thursdays at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 Eastern, right here on twitch.tv/Guardian 1 Network. My name is Remy, and tonight I am joined by River.
What up, fools?
Crimson Warlock.
Hey.
Jez.
Welcome to the new year.
And Agrios and Dendros is live on location, Miami, Florida, at a Fish concert, which is why he won't be talking for this first part, but still really wanted to make it to the podcast as soon as he could. So he's actually on right now. He's just muted. Nice. And when he first answered, there was like this amazingly loud music coming in through the speakers, and I thought, oh no, what have I not muted? What is this even a commercial for? Like it happened last week. I was thrown off, and then so he's here and will be here, and we are going to be talking about all things Destiny. But first, housekeeping.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. However it is that you choose to tune into the podcast today. A very happy new year. Be sure to follow Guardian 1 on Twitter at G1NET. Just a reminder, we only use G1, the number 1, and it's shortened formed. So again, that's at G1NET. In addition, be sure to check out the Guardian 1 website at guardian1.net. You can also send us feedback to our email, feedback@guardian1.net. We also have a Bungie.net forums group that's currently at 118 members. If you want to join, just search for the group name Guardian 1. Guardian 1 has its own clan, so if you want to join the Guardian 1 clan, just select the buttons that say Set as PlayStation Clan or Set as Xbox Clan after you join the group. We utilize the forums for comments and feedback, so be sure to join the conversations going on there. A big thank you to everyone who's in the Twitch chat currently. As Remy said at the top of the podcast, you can watch the show live at twitch.tv/Guardian 1 Network. We broadcast every Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. If you can't catch the show live, you can always go to the Guardian 1 YouTube channel at youtube.com/Guardian 1 Network. Guardian 1 is a proud member of the Guardian Radio Network, so be sure to check out the Guardian Radio Network website at theguardiansofdestiny.com. There you'll find all the different podcasts that's part of the network, including the flagship podcast, Guardian Radio. They broadcast their podcast every Monday night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 Pacific, on twitch.tv/Guardian Radio. You can also follow their Twitter account at Guardians of D and their YouTube channel, youtube.com/Guardian Radio. Other podcasts include Warlock School, TTL Party Chat, the DOD podcast, as well as the audio drama Ghost and Echoes. I'm not sure if I'm even missing the latest one of that. I'll have to get a reminder of that. That's all I got for today.
Very cool. Very cool. I thank you very much. I would like to take this opportunity to kind of update everyone with where I am with Guardian 1. I have a bright future in mind, and the place where I've been since basically the launch of Destiny is how do we take Guardian 1 and make it into what it needs to become. There's what it is right now, which is, I feel like it's this skeletal system. I feel like what we have right now is this really rough outline We have some really great people, both simply representing Guardian One and also, like part of this podcast. There's so much potential here, and I've really been working on how to tap into it. Where does Guardian One sit in the Destiny landscape? And I'd like to share a story. I've actually it's an evolving tale, and it began with this guy Influx, who had joined Guardian One and played with us a couple of times. Really great guy, really talented with the tools the Guardians have available to them. And at some point, he came to me through Twitter and said, "Hey, I've found another clan that is like in my time zone, and they really want me to join. But does that mean I have to leave Guardian One?" And I told him, well, yeah, it does. It does mean that if you're going to go, if you want to represent them, you can't also represent us. I mean, you can in the spirit of things, but it won't say it underneath your tag. But that's totally cool. And I didn't feel sad for this. I felt really good, and I really couldn't put my finger on it. But it hit me. It hit me that Guardian One filled this space for him. He didn't have a group of people to call friends, and through the process, through he's playing and he finds these people and he goes with them, and it made me feel really good, and it kind of opened up my eyes to what Guardian One could be. But I don't know how to reach that. The idea that we reach out to people who don't have a home in Destiny. We give them a home in Destiny until they find their calling. This other group has a lot of cool people in it also, and so I'm really stoked for him to have moved on, and I want to tap into that. The idea of using Guardian One as an intermediary. I want to give people this hand up. I want to lift them up from where they are. But I couldn't figure it out until just the other day. I ran across a level 2 Guardian in the steppes, and he was like perched on that first left rock over where the those hive are down there, and those 3 fallen come out of that cave. He was perched up there, and I knew that feeling. I don't know where anything is. I don't know that this leads to the moth yards yet. And I like kind of walked up next to him, and I did the same thing, kind of just peering out over the edge and looking at these things. And it occurred to me that I was this level 30 Titan, and I look badass. Like, I love my outfit right now on my PlayStation Titan. And he started shooting some dudes, and I ran down below because there was the sword bearer was down there, and I killed that sword bearer, and I brought the sword up and I dropped it right in front of him, and then he picked it up and he started slaying those fallen with it, and I just felt this transference of energy. It's difficult to communicate without joining someone's party. It's, you can wave at them and you can dance, but how do you say, let me help you? How do you say, do you even want help? And it occurred to me during this interaction that this is exactly the next phase of Guardian One. The idea that there will be people who would love to have even 5 or 10 minutes with somebody who knows what they're doing. Like, can you imagine the amount of info and what you can download to another human's brain in just the span of a couple of bounties? And so this next level of Guardian One is going to be it's going to be an outreach program. It's something that I couldn't have seen for a long time because I have a very difficult time asking people to do something that I can't. And I wasn't certain how we were going to reach these people and help lift up these new Guardians. Like, I think that could have I didn't have to talk to him, or I didn't have to leave him that sword at all. I didn't have to wave or dance. And I feel like that connection, I feel like that's going to be something he remembers. That's going to be something he remembers, and I love that. I love that interaction. So this next level is going to be something that I talked with Leo quite a bit about. And the name that he came up with, or the name that he threw at me, was Bannerman. And this is, I mean, it doesn't feel, I mean, it feels right, but I don't think that that's what it's called. So if anybody has an idea on what this position is called, but basically, I'd like there to be people who go and, if you see somebody who's got 100 on their grimoire score and they're level 2 or 3, shoot them a message. I am a representative of Guardian 1, and I'm curious to know if you would like, help with anything, or if you have questions. I think that this game is meant for this kind of interaction, because I think to myself, if I had sent that guy that message and he said, "Yeah, sure," I could literally give him everything that he needs to know about Destiny moving forward, so that he doesn't feel so overwhelmed with what all is going on. I could answer questions that he has on the fly, and so this next step of outreach is the direction that Guardian 1 is going. So this could encompass anything from being those people that do the initial conversation with these people, invite them into the group, explain to them what all we do. Or you could be this person, you could be a person who runs these new people through nightfalls or through raids, whatever it is that you specifically are interested in helping out with. That's where this is going. And so I kind of want to... then the third part of this story, before I forget, very small part. I'm never, ever, ever, ever leaving the tower without my Suros regime ever again. Because as cool as it was to sit next to this guy with this future War Cult legendary pulse rifle that I picked up and probably just going to level up and break down, it would have been 1,000 times better for me mentally if I had that, because in my mind, Destiny equals Suros regime. This is something that I'm just never, ever, ever going to leave the tower without it, because I wanted that to be there, and that wasn't there. And that was disappointing. But, so, I would like to hear from you, River. What do you think about all this? Not necessarily are you interested in doing this, but do you have any ideas to add to this? Does this seem like the right direction for Guardian 1 to go? What is your opinion on all this? As a whole, specifically, or what?
Well, I kind of like the idea that us being a stepping stone for newer Guardians to kind of find their way where they belong in this game. And that's getting pretty heavy in my mind. But I really like that idea, and there's a ton of people out there that are actually doing that now, probably even right now while we're talking. I mean, if you surf the Reddit forums, you'll see all these kind of stories where people are having such great time helping out new players. And I think this is a really good time for that, since the holidays came and we're getting new kindergartens showing up in the tower, just waiting to be molded. I really like the idea, and I think I'll probably start doing that now. I mean, Crimson helped me get a guy into the SDF clan. I don't know if you guys saw that on Twitter. And he's just this kid who has no idea what he's doing, and I'm just really glad to help him out. It makes me feel good.
Right, there's that feeling, there's that Guardians helping Guardians feeling that I see it. I see it at the core of Guardian 1. This is the direction we're moving. This is what we need to do. This is what I want to do. So River says recruit G1 from Reddit. Okay, good idea, River. Thank you. Those people. If you're doing it for fun, I'd really like to corral more of these people into this organization. It seems like it could be such a great way of connecting, such a great way of bringing people in, and then in addition, in addition, maybe having these people move on, maybe having these people stay. Like it when Influx left, it really set in my mind that this is what this is for. Like let's get people up to speed with what's going on everywhere, and maybe they'll decide, oh my goodness, this is the group I want to join. Thank you, and I'll see you later. And I don't know, it makes me feel really good. This idea makes me feel really good. So okay, so let's go to you, Warlock. Like, what do you think about this idea? What do you think about I'm never leaving the tower without my Suros again? Oh my god, I felt naked. Sure, I had those ruin wings, and that was awesome, but I'm not that into Future War Cult. They're cool, but man. So yeah, Warlock, what do you think about this as a whole? What do you think about this specifically? Is this something that you would be interested in doing? Have you already done this?
I would love to do it, and I try and do it as often as I get the chance to. There's kind of like I try and take like a day or two out of my week to kind of just be like, well, who's on my friends list right now that I know is online and could use some help, and I just jump into their fire team and see what they're up to. See what activities they still need to do. Hey, do you still need to do the nightfall, or do you want to go do the weekly stuff like that? There's been a couple of Guardian 1 members. I haven't seen them on lately, but I always tried to invite them, and sadly they declined. But I was always like, hey, you want to come do this? So it's more of just taking that time out of your daily goals, if you have those, and just be like, let's go help somebody. Let's go see what we can do. With the friends that I have, regardless of if they're in Guardian 1 or not. But I kind of, I don't know if we could work this into the title in some way, but thinking of you grabbing that sword of Crota and handing it to that level 2 guy, I was like, it's like you're handing the torch off to a brand new Guardian. Like, hey, I've done this and I thought it was awesome, so here's your chance. Being that torch bearer and giving it to somebody else, so they can run their leg of the journey, like the Olympics or something. One thing I'm doing right now is whenever I have the time and I see the Destiny clans, the Twitter, I think, whenever they tweet someone's looking for a guild, man, I just say, hey, we're on Xbox and PlayStation, and we've got people on both, and come join us, and we'll show you what's up and what you need to know. So I'm trying to actively recruit whenever people are looking for a guild, because I love playing with all the guys in Guardian 1 that I get to play with. Whether I know them personally or just through the game, it's a lot of fun. And it's always that Guardians helping Guardians. I don't feel like I can be up to Jess's level of playing, but I jumped in on a weekly or a nightfall with him once, and he needed the help, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. So, just help out people on your friends list. That's what I do.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really awesome. And the idea of recruiting, it hasn't really, it's not been something that I've been attempting to do because I have not yet been certain of what direction to take it. Like I don't want people to think they have to join. But the idea of them having a place to go to begin with, the idea that this will just be the starting point. You don't have to stay with this group, but now you have one to, it's kind of a basis for comparison. What kind of group do you want to be in? This group isn't hardcore enough for me, or this group is too hardcore for me. You have to have something to compare it to in order to move forward. So I think that it's something that I'm really going to be focusing on as far as getting people's gears to work, and I appreciate all of these ideas. Jez, I'm curious to know what your interest, your because I invited you into Guardian One and to be part of this podcast because you showed great interest in helping out other people, and I can only imagine that you are a super helpful individual. Is this something that you're looking at? Like River says that he finds, he looks for people that have no experience. Warlock is saying that he helps people on his friends list, people that have been there. Are either of these interesting to you? Is this the direction that G1 should be headed in your eyes, in how I've described it to you from the beginning? What is it that you think about all of this, Jez?
Well, honestly, I think probably I should stop talking because everyone seems to want me to talk. No, I think it's like a great place, and I echo River's comment on Reddit because it seems most of the fuzzy Guardians helping Guardians stories comes from there. So it seems like a great resource for getting people to actually connect in like a more focused Guardians helping Guardians way rather than just randomly happening.
Totally. Well, so how do you make that happen?
Well, I would like just put out like the mission statement of like helping other Guardians, and then let them discuss it and give them the resources to like get in touch with you on the forums to kind of work out a way that everyone can kind of help either people on their friends list or use the Destiny LFG tools. Like, so many people have made so many different tools to help LFGs, and then you could look for specific ones that have like never done it before and need help type of thing. And especially those people with low Grimoire score, that they're from Christmas. You can start working with them.
I like it. I like it a lot. I like that idea of pooling these resources like the Destiny LFG, and this is something that I'm going to be working on next for our website. Is kind of a comprehensive breakdown. Like if you only can send them to one place, that they will have everything that is like the Destiny Reddit and the timers and like just every one of the main sources. Like I would love to be able to just point them in that direction. I mean, just those things that you listed could turn around what somebody thinks of this game. And that's exciting to me. Like this is, I don't know. I like the Christmas noobs, but I mean, it's just going to be something that we see basically forever going forward because just more and more people will continue to start playing this game. So let's go to Agrios, who says that he's here now. Do you know what we are talking about, Agrios, and what do you think, if so?
Well, I've heard the last few minutes, so I'm a little bit up to speed here as far as Guardians helping Guardians. Of course, I definitely think that's the direction Guardian 1 should be going. I'm all about that. It's a good part of the reason why I picked to join on with Guardian 1 in the first place. And I don't really have my thoughts necessarily perfectly collected at the moment, here live from the streets of Miami. But I think exposure. I think there's already so much out there for Destiny, so much Destiny coverage that it must be just a tremendous amount for anyone new, any of the Christmas noobs or whatnot to take in or find where to go. So I think like what Remy was saying about direction, just for informational purposes, I think it is key to helping out a lot of the new people right now.
Yeah, just so simple being able to share something like this that would go so far. So this just kind of never leaving Suros at the tower again. I don't know why I did. I mean, I know that I was leveling up other weapons, but So lame.
Why
But
stick with Suros? It should be last word. That should be the flagship gun.
oh yeah, why is that?
Just because it looks cool. Kind of horrible in PvE, but it looks cool.
It does look cool. And you say it's horrible in PvE compared to what?
Hawkmoon,
Oh, okay. Well, I don't have that.
or I think Thorn is doing better now too.
I actually picked up that bounty for Thorn once I realized that the damage over time could prevent a shield from respawning. Oh my god! What an amazing damage over time. Awesome, awesome, awesome. River, you all the time saying about Thorn how awesome it is. Is that one of your draws to it? Is that for a couple of seconds afterwards, you know that their shields aren't going to respawn? Because once I realized that, I mean, oh my god, that's so helpful. Did we lose River? We lost River. Anyways, Thorn's awesome. So that's the direction that I want to take Guardian 1 in. Also, there will be a new intro soon. I've been working to kind of re-envision all of this, maybe bring it up to speed a little bit, new graphics, and we will be on iTunes soon. Mark from Guardian Radio offered to host all of this, but I really don't want to. I really don't want to take anybody else's time away from what they're doing. Like I need to be able to do it myself. I need to just be able to. Right now, what I'm working on is a nice a workflow where it can go to all the steps it needs to be and then be ready for iTunes. But it will be there soon. In addition to that, there will just be a plain RSS that if you don't want to use iTunes, you'll be able to know when those show up. So yeah.
Yes. Yes. So excited.
So River, Thorn, and the damage over time, is that as awesome as I think it is?
Yeah. I kind of feel like before the buff or before the correction that they had on it, it was a little more effective. That might be just me, because, lots of people do math a lot better than I do. So they kind of do all the math crap on that. But I feel like the damage over time isn't as effective as it used to be. That's just the feeling that I have. However, it really does match up very well with my playstyle. I really love to just kind of get 2 shots in and then take cover and let it do the rest. I really, really enjoy that.
It sounds like a lot of fun. It sounds like a lot of fun.
It is.
How long did it take you to do the bounty for it?
Oh gosh, too long, because well, I really mainly play with my other clan members and sit down fools whenever we were first starting out, and it was just really hard for us to kind of get together in the same time because jobs and real life stuff. So I was sitting on the one where we had to kill Zyor the Unwed. I was sitting on that for like a month and a half.
Wow.
And yeah, it was really long time. But now I'm working on my 3rd one, and I'm stuck on the same part, Zyor the Unwed. So I might just do that this weekend or something.
See, when I was doing the Thorn bounty, my issue was the void damage in PvP.
Why? Wait, because you're hunter.
It was
right?
on my hunter. It was on my hunter.
Oh, see, that's my main too, and I always have a hard time with it. But
so then once I got that done, I just soloed Xylor. That was all I needed.
Nice. Let's see, yeah, I don't think I could do that. You are you're amazing, Jazz. That's what I keep seeing in the chat, by the way.
Yeah,
Right.
apparently.
Right. Well, that's why it's on the show.
I've had Thorn. I've had Thorn in my inventory for almost 3 weeks now, and I have the bad juju, and I'm on the PvP part of both of them.
Nice.
And I just can't bring myself to do PvP because I like PvE so much more, and I always feel like PvP for me is a chore. And so one of these days, I just have to like force myself to do it. I
But
know it
you're a
won't take
warlock.
long.
You can get there.
Yeah, I'm a warlock, and I've got Atheon
He ends up a log.
bullet bows. I've got the sword breaker, and I have the truth, and I've got a zombie apocalypse that's a void too. So I have every slot for void, but I just don't feel like doing PvP ever. So it just sits in my inventory, and I'm always like, I wish I had 10 slots, but I only have 8 because of these 2 exotic bounties that I just won't do.
Oh,
I had
I
to
have 6
force
now.
myself. I had to force myself because I was like, well, I want to delete this because I need to bake a Titan, but he's got my bounty. So I had to force myself to do PvP for a couple nights just so I could delete the hunter. It's horrible.
That is horrible.
Hey, speaking of the bounties part, like I have the Thorn bounty, I have Invective bounty, and I have Bad Juju bounty going on right now. And I think I have this other exotic bounty that's like a Vanguard missive that's just sitting in my bounty slot, but I can't turn it in to the bounty guy because I have these 3 other ones. I guess that's all the different bounties that Vanguard missive would give me, and so I can't double up on it. It was
Exactly.
weird. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had the
Uh,
same
Okay.
problem
100%
until I dug into that.
hey.
So I have to ask, I'm asking everyone a question. Like, is there something special you have to do for the super good advice or pocket infinity bounties to drop, or is it just luck? Because I've only ever seen them once since I've started
RNGesus.
playing the game.
Yeah.
Just like everything else, man.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what. I tell
Less
you what.
often.
Those are the ones that I see the least.
Yeah. Well, I've have 12 rare and legendary fusion rifles in my vault,
Oh my
just
god.
waiting for the stupid Pocket Infinity bounty to drop, so I can just be done with it. And I really
Nice.
want my vault space back.
Took me like a month to get all that, man. To get
Oh,
the
I've been
Pocket
saving
Infinity
over
ones.
like 2 months.
You're
I
so
just like I'm gonna
smart.
save these, so when I get it, I'll just be able to be done.
Good call. And for any of you new Guardians who are listening in, you should probably do the same.
So wait, what was the question?
Oh,
How often do the
Oh,
the
okay,
super
that's what
good
it was.
advice and pocket infinity bounties show up?
Yeah, okay. I thought that we missed it. Okay, so I am not a like I want to play PvP, and Twisted Shots says PvP with friends only, and this is like such an amazing rule. It's something that I'm working on creating a guide for people who want to play PvP but just don't find their luck in it, because I'll tell you what, there's 2 kinds of games that I play: the ones where I am getting slaughtered and the ones where the other team are getting slaughtered. It's only those 2. Like, it's so rare when I have a game that comes down to within 100 points. Like, it's so rare that I get those games. Either the other team are total noobs or the other team are total pros. Like, that's it. Like they're either sniping me from far away or I'm sniping them, and I don't even play sniper in PvP. Like, that's the levels that I'm looking at here. And I want to tell you right now, Crimson Warlock, the number 1 rule that I've come up with so far is don't die. Like, that's and I know that this sounds kind of condescending, or like duh, but at the same time, as long as you stay alive, you're not giving points to the other team. And so this chapter is going to revolve around the ways that you don't die. And the number 1 way is to not be Master Chief. Like everybody just wants to run out there and take on the 3 people who are shooting them, but that's wrong. That's wrong.
Okay,
So
Remy. So my advice to go in your book is if you suck at PvP, go get the invective bounty and get to the PvP part on it and get frustrated like I was for about 3 weeks until you learn how Destiny PvP works and you finally can get that bounty done. Because that taught me how to PvP. Going from like 21 out of 25 down to 5 out of 25 in 2 games and then going back up to like 18, like most frustrating thing ever. But I really learned how to PvP in Destiny after doing that bounty.
Wait, I didn't realize that it went back down. I thought that it only went in the one direction. Like once you made a mark up that thing, that it didn't go back down. Is that the case?
Oh
It
no,
has your
that one
KD
goes
spread.
negative. It is very very uh hard on you if you don't PvP very well. It's just nasty because you make some progress and then you can lose it all with one bad game.
Wow. Because
But
I must
adds
be
your
doing
KD
really
spread.
good. What's that?
It adds your KD spread, even if it's negative.
Wow. I must be better in PvP than I thought because I finished it in 3 games and I did not expect that to happen. I was like, okay, like here's the first part, of this bounty, and then seriously, like it was a third of the way done, then 2/3 of the way done, and then boom, I did it in 3 games. So I don't know. I'm pretty stoked now.
I think I
That
probably did
surprised
about 30 games and I finally got it. It was hard for me to do, but I really learned how to PvP in my last 3 games. Like I did it in 3 games after I was kind of on my streak because I was just either I finally got with people who were like way worse than me, or I just learned how to PvP and I got my spread really good. So.
It wasn't during the holidays, was it?
Oh no, this was like this was probably like mid-October.
Man, I should have been playing PvP. You're totally right, River.
Yeah, I am. Thank you.
What were you saying, Agrios?
Oh, I was just going to say, it doesn't surprise me that you didn't have a problem with the kill death spread one because you're one of the best support players around. I have the problem with being the Master Chief that you mentioned before. I go by a slightly different motto than don't die. It's as long as I kill somebody before I die, I'm good to go.
As long as that KD is even, it's worth.
I like it.
Exactly.
I like it. See, that's why you and I going into a situation is really good because they're all looking at you, and that takes the pressure off of me, and then I can just shoot him. You're shooting him, he's shooting you, and I'm shooting him.
Clean
Somebody
up.
has to debate.
Right? Right? Some of them do it naturally. So what are you, River? Do you just run out there? Do you just run out there into the middle and kill people, or you hang back and let them come to you?
Dude, I am a river whenever it comes to PvP. It's totally situational. So, especially if it's like Rumble. If it's Rumble, I do hang back just a little bit. But whenever it's a group thing, I am in the front, and I do very well. I'm a very good PvP player.
That's awesome. Where do you think you get that from? Like,
10
what-
years of Halo.
is that what it is specifically?
Oh yeah,
Halo?
man. Because I used to suck at Halo. I used to be really bad at Halo. But whenever Xbox Live came up, and it was you against the world. It really ups your game. And I remember whenever I went back home, because I joined the Navy, and then I went on leave, and I came back home playing with my boys back home, and I was just mopping the floor with these guys, and they just couldn't not. It just blew their mind. They were like, "How'd you get so good?" Because it was like 3 against 1, man. And these guys, they never played online. It was always just LAN parties over at my boy's house. But yeah, Xbox Live, man, and 10 years of Halo, that'll do it to you.
Seriously. What did you use, Agrios, to get so good?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm that great, but
He's that great. He's really good. Just for everyone
I
listening,
don't think so.
he really kicks ass.
But I really, I don't know. I'm very strategic. Like, I'm very bad at any game I start when I start it. Call of Duty is completely different to Destiny. Like, some people are just good Twitch shooters that just get in there, and I am not the best shot. I get any of my skill from playing the map, playing the psychology of other players on that map, and using my abilities and arsenal effectively with the environment.
I like it. That sounds good. So, Jez, would you say that you've become better in PvP? Like Crimson Warlock says that having to go through that bounty really upped his player versus player game. Are you better than where you were at the beginning of Destiny, and are you better than what you thought you would be at the beginning of Destiny?
I'm not sure. Probably better than I thought I would be, but that bounty, I guess it would be considered cheesing it. I just ran through Rumble and steadily increased it over time. Being like I can actually get top of Rumble because no one's organized, and I don't have to worry about do I have someone covering me because no one's covering me.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot. That's really cool.
But I do I am the type of player that runs out there a lot more than I probably should. But when I PvP, it's usually with like some good hand cannon. I actually will use Last Word a lot back when I played more PvP, especially during that invective bounty. And like, it's great to just put the beat on someone and just let it go, and they die.
That's awesome.
That's the only thing that I'm good at is keeping my cursor on them. I can't like, I don't think I'm very good at reacting if there's someone directly behind me, but it's quite often that I'll just kill someone and then keep moving so that nothing creeps up behind me.
I like that. I like that. I don't play a lot of Rumble when I do play because I actually really enjoy the somebody having my back, even though it really turns out that most of the time those people don't have my back because most people really are Master Chief. Either because they don't know any better or because they're that good. I believe that when River charges into the middle, it is a strategic charge into the middle. So it's I don't know. It would be fun to play with you, River, and someday I will have an Xbox One, but not anytime soon. I did get a brand new Xbox 360 controller for Christmas, and oh my God, let me tell you how much better it is playing on not a 7 years old controller that's been through Halo 3 and Halo ODST and Halo Reach and Halo 4 and every Gears of War, like 80,000 gamer score, like
All the control sticks aren't freaking sticky anymore.
right. It's funny like in the Xbox 360 tower is much different than the next gen PlayStation 4 tower in that the Xbox 360 tower looks like I don't know, like some kind of geriatric guardian hospital because everyone's moving like way slow in one direction because the controls end up sticking after some amount of time. So it's like I'll look away from my guardian and he'll be moving like super slow and there'll be like two other people. And now that's not a thing. So I'm pretty super excited about that.
Yeah, I got a new controller like a month ago for my PlayStation 4, and I'm like, wait, this had like rough. The sticks weren't completely smooth when I bought it. Like I completely forget that.
It feels good. It feels good to have new gear like that. But yeah, hopefully sometime soon because really there's a lot of people that I've just never played Destiny with. I've never played Destiny with Destiny Author, for instance. River, have you played with Destiny Author?
Oh yeah, man. Whenever we were doing the what was it, the charity stream, Extra Life. Whenever we were doing Extra Life, Destiny Author was on that, and it's a lot of fun. He's funny, man.
He is funny and he's smart. He's like the American Bife, basically.
And I'll let him know that. That's
right.
Well, he does have the title of professor, like Dr. Professor, right?
Right.
Dr. Professor Weeks.
Right.
Dr.
And I
Professor
think
Bife Weeks.
Right.
Oh.
And I think that Bife was born with a doctorate in something. I'll have to check to make sure which one it was, but I think that's how they do over there. So let's see, who is it? I guess that was the end of that.
Well, I gotta agree with you on one point though, since I'm only on Xbox One. It's a little frustrating for me to not be able to play with some of these other folks that are only on PlayStation. Because there's tons of you guys out there that are only on PlayStation. I see you guys having such a good time with each other, and I want to, join in on that. But one of these days, if I can get some fundage going for a PS4 and justify that to the wife for having another console.
Just as long as you
days.
are hipster SDF River, that has to be your PSN.
Hipster SDF River.
No,
that's
man,
what you always call us
PlayStation
right? Folks are hipsters, right?
Yeah, you guys are.
SDF hipster.
Do it.
SDF. Listen, actually, I think we have a SDF hippie.
Hipsters.
Yeah, I remember her. Hadn't seen her in a while. Anyway.
Yeah, there's just a whole side of the community that I haven't gamed with, and it's really, it's starting to take hold. Like I will look at these people that I've been in basically regular contact with for over a year, and I've never played Destiny with them, and it's I don't know, it's sad. Even like my best friends, like I talked Tanner into picking up the Xbox 360 version of Destiny, and we play a lot. And that's really cool. But I mean, I don't know. Looking at the Xbox 360 graphics are kind of like the graphics for Sewer Shark on the Sega CD. Like that might be my favorite game ever. I love full motion video games. And so playing it on the 360, like the graphics look about that good in comparison to what else is out there. What was that I was going to say? Something about... Dang, it was so good, too. Anyways, I did want to... I wanted to throw out the idea for you guys. What about Nightfall Patrol? Like, I've really been thinking about what I really want to do, or go to the planet's surface and do missions in an area that is as dangerous as a Nightfall, but patrol. I imagine that this Nightfall Patrol is like it's a special version of the same areas we have now, in that they're darkened, that they always stay dark. Like I want it to always be. I don't ever want it to be like, oh, here's sunny daytime. I want it to be where you have to sneak through some portions because there's level 38 bad guys or whatever. Like I want there to be a real challenge in that. Anyone else here interested in that river?
Not particularly, because I don't really patrol anymore. Not since we're able to buy our materials using Vanguard marks and crucibles.
Gotcha. Warlock.
I think that'd be a lot of fun. I would do it. Just because I do enjoy PvP or PvE a lot. So yeah, I'd try it. I'd probably stink at it for a little while, but I'd do it.
I mean, maybe if they had like some sort of incentive to go out in there.
I imagine they would.
Some platinum chest that's out there. Oh, you can only get there. You know what I'm saying?
That would be awesome.
Then I'd be up for the challenge, but in a general sense, that's not.
They should throw a little bit more curveballs into it too, like let loose some hydras, like the gorgons, into just the general map. It's like avoid them or you're dead.
Man, that's perfect. That's so perfect. That would be such a great addition. Just one randomly patrolling, and then they're just screwed. That would be great.
Well, what I think they could do is have a new marker type for patrols, and have this be like a Nightfall patrol, and have it be a VIP kill, but have skulls on it. Like this is a VIP kill, but it's got the angry modifier within the little instance that you have to do it, and this thing is now your level. Like, I think that'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. So is that something that you would play, Jez?
Most likely, yeah. It'd be just something different, really. Because it's not just going through area to area, clearing everything. It just kind of gets monotonous, but having something that you can't kill, that if it sees you, you're dead, so you have to sneak around. It gives, like, instead of just running and gunning, you're also playing the sneak game.
Right. right? I just keep imagining this. Like I'll go down to the planet's surface and I'll just think, man, actually part of this started with something that Jackie had written about a while back, and she wondered why every area was so lit up, and that led me to think like, man, it would be really cool if this was, like in the Cosmodrome there are lights, but there aren't. But they're few and far between. Imagine if it was like way pitch black in some of those areas. Like you could still see, or maybe your ghost would turn on, but it would be, I don't know. Shusky says Athean public event, and that's what I'm talking about. something ridiculously hard, but I don't know. I really feel like there's something here to this. Agrios, what do you think about that?
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, I miss it, leveling up characters, because here's the thing: when you're really committed, you get your characters all up to the highest levels. And I had some of the most fun moments in the game, like trying to run like the hard mode weeklies like solo on like level 24 and 26 characters and things like that. And once you make it to the top, you don't even have the option of doing that. Like as you level, you can always choose to go with harder, options, even if the rewards are meager, just for fun. But once you're at the top, once again, there's nothing. So something like what you're talking about, and even something huge would be awesome, like on patrol, like hard mode versions of each planet that have sections, like you said, with characters like that you have to get past because there's no way you can take them out. The things you're not supposed to be able to kill that are more of an obstacle to get by. And I would thoroughly love content like that. I really wish the hardest mode you could pick would be 3 to 5 levels above whatever the current level cap is. I mean, that would produce some real, like, sort of competitive things in the community, too, like people running these super hard things for time and whatnot, rather than, just being able to wipe out everything in that level solo because they're all level 30 and you're level 30.
Right? It just adds such an angle, such a different angle of the same thing, and that's something I'm really interested in. It's just what a very different and cool thing that would be. I really enjoyed sneaking around by those Gorgons. Like I would love to love to be able to go to that area and learn their ways. Just by myself. I'm not holding up anybody by, messing around with these things. Like I could just go there and very quietly be behind them, and learn their ways. It would just be gratifying to be able to just take the time to learn that path, or to not even learn that path, have them turn around and find me. Like it's something very interesting. Okay, so we are coming up towards the end of the show. I did want to mention one more thing, and then I have questions. So the other thing that I really want to see in Destiny right now is I want to be able to select the weapon I am holding in the tower and elsewhere. Like on your character select screen, you're always holding your primary. When you're in the tower, your primary is what's attached to you. I so badly want to be able to select, a special or a heavy to have on my character. Like it seems like it would be really cool. Like if you're a sniper guy, you would be holding your sniper rifle, and that would be the picture that everybody sees, or that would be what people see in the tower. River, what do you think?
Well, I don't necessarily think it's always the primary, is it? Because I have seen on my hunter 2 weapons at the most right now, 2 weapons on my back, and I swear I've seen like my heavy machine gun on my back.
But
I might be mistaken.
Tower.
Yeah, at the tower.
Interesting. Because I've never seen it. I've never seen it, which is why I bring it up, because I think to myself, I got that dragon's breath, and it's not. I'm not going to be using that over the Yellowhorn, but it would be cool to have it on my back to show people, like, hey.
Let me check my saved videos on my game clips, but I'm pretty sure. Maybe that.
Crimson Warlock, is that something that you want?
To me it doesn't really matter. But if you could put the Sword of Crota on your back, I'd be game. But I also think it'd be cool, like, if you could display maybe on your back where it's a little bit more visible, or just maybe on your chest, like raid badges, that have different colors depending on what difficulty you've done, but have a symbol for Atheon, have or like the relic, and then the sword of Crota just like on your chest that
Oh
kind of
man,
signifies I've done these raids.
what if?
Look at how meddled I am because I've done this content.
Okay,
And
so
I think that'd be awesome.
what if we took the idea of your mark, and every time you use that mark, like it would be the one that you get from the raid, and every time you beat it, it like levels up. Like, what if it could be, not unlike a weapon where you have to kill a certain amount of things to, experience to level it up? That would be really cool, because I know there's a lot of people who've run the hell out of both of these raids, and after 25 times, it would be cool to have something so little and yet so. That's a really great idea, Warlock. I like that a lot, and I like that you don't care about which gun that you're holding. I think that it's cool for everybody to have their own opinion, and that one sucks, but I mean it's yours, So
Thanks.
so awesome,
Jeez.
awesome possum. Jez, what do you think about that? Is that something that you're interested in? Like, would you rather put a heavy or a primary, or do you have the wrong opinion and just don't care like Warlock?
Fake cough, show helm. That's all we need.
I like
is
it.
Showing helms.
You know what? I'll get behind that as well. That's really cool.
Yep.
Good idea. I like it. Agrios, what do you think?
Yep, I think you should be able to do all sorts of things like that. I think there are a couple cosmetic sort of missed opportunities in Destiny like that, and that kind of goes back to the thing we mentioned in a prior week about I wonder how many optional things like that were sacrificed for their technical excellence and the graphical quality, and also having to match the past gen system, because they'd have to put that option in there then too, since they want them to be mirror image that. And that's why I wonder if that's not where they ran into limitations to give options like that.
Makes sense to me. Okay, so you were saying there's a lot of missed opportunities. What would you want to have added to Destiny right now?
I don't know what I would have vault space. Yeah, there we go, vault space. But when I see missed opportunities, though, too, like I think, like I said, I don't know if missed opportunity is exactly the right word, because it might be denied opportunity based upon the fact that they want to mirror last gen and whatnot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of little things I'd like to see added, and I think I was expecting a little bit more by way of customization and whatnot. And there were so many things featured around like displaying how you're exotic or legendary that I kind of expected more things like being able to show whatever weapon you wanted in the tower, or helm on or helm off and stuff like that. And I get the feeling that perhaps they did want to present more things like that, and like I said, various reasons, time or space on last gen or whatever it was, haven't been able to.
I like it. Jez, what would you add to Destiny right now if you could? Like, what do you think is missing right now?
Probably something like, I don't know, like mechanics.
I like it.
No, I just like to see more mechanics and like patrols. I want to see things like the only mechanic heavy thing that we have everywhere is the stupid double walker, because everything else is just run and gun. Maybe it'll throw a grenade.
You're here.
But yeah, I want to see it in strikes especially.
Agreed. Crimson Warlock, what do you think? Is there one thing that you think that needs to be added to Destiny, or one thing you're really looking forward to?
Well, I'll say it, but it's gonna suck. 'Cause my opinion. No. I would really like to, like I like the concept of the ghosts, to kind of give you a reward for exploring, but I'd much rather see, not a like maybe an evolving weapon like the Pit of the Husk, but something that you find out in the wild that might have 3 or 4 different locations, but they're kind of more set in stone, but way out of the way. And you find it, you get this gun, and that's kind of what you get to evolve. Just because that's kind of how it seemed like some of the earlier concepts of what they were getting at while Destiny was still in development. At least that's what I understood from it was, you get rewarded if you explore and you might find this cool gun. Like I want to say that the Thorn was supposed to be in someone's vault or something. Was where the
Charlemagne's
Thorn-
vault.
Yeah, Charlemagne's vault. And we've never seen an area like that. And I would love to have a gun, or maybe it's a piece of gear that's different for each class, but it's there. But if you go there, kind of like the golden chest, if you go there and you find it, like you get something, but it's actually good when you're level 30 instead of like level 2 when you find that golden chest.
It's interesting. They updated those golden chests before one of their most recent patches. They were only handing out green items to me because that's what level you would have been at, I guess, when you got there. After the patch, I've been finding blue pieces of armor and blue engrams, and I did not find anything like that in those golden chests before they patched it not too long ago.
The Mars one, I think, gives you a blue engram. I know that much.
Every
it
time,
always did.
even it
Yeah.
always has?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then maybe I just found that one again.
I did want to add to my list of things that I was thinking when Crimson was talking. Something else is special heavies and heavy specials.
Special heavies and heavy specials.
So you could have a sniper rifle in your heavy slot, or
Mhm.
like a little tiny rocket launcher in your special slot or something.
Well, look at the No Land Beyond. I mean, that's a primary sniper rifle, right? I'm sure
Right.
they could probably come up with something.
Like someone was talking earlier about how most primaries that are specials, like the primary sniper rifle or the primary shotgun, they're just bad in PvE because they're special weapons first still. But if they reworked a special weapon to fit the slot that you're putting it in, like Mythoclast, it works.
I like it.
Mhm.
I agree.
I think they need to change the wording on No Land Beyond. It says it can be equipped in the primary slot when it really should say it will be applied because I haven't figured out a way to take No Land Beyond out in the special slot. Like, so if you can't do that, then you don't say that it can be. You say that it has to be, or you say that it is. This gun is a primary weapon. And as a side note, I received No Land Beyond like 2 weeks ago, and on the Xbox 360, and it totally sucked. And I was like, this is never going to be a weapon that people are going to use and think is a great time. I received it from one of the chests in Crota this week on the PlayStation 4, and this is the first gun that I have felt is thoroughly different from last gen to this gen. Because the one on the PlayStation 4 is actually kind of fun to use, and I can actually kind of see through the sights. And whereas the one on the Xbox 360 is like absolute trash. Like, I can't see crap through it. And I think that just comes down to, graphics. That just comes down to graphics. So I'm excited to see how it turns out on the PlayStation 4 version, because people were talking about, oh, I went through the Nightfall with it, and yeah, it was hard on ammo, but and I think to myself, how did you do this? But it's actually a lot funner on the next gen.
It's funny people are using that as like a hard mode modifier. Like,
Totally.
I defeated Crota's End using only No Lands Beyond.
Right, and I think that's kind of funny and kind of cool. I wasn't going to buy it until Datto tweeted out to all of his Prime Guard people to pick that up. I'm assuming because he's going to do it as part of that bad exotic challenge that he was doing. But I didn't get a chance to pick it up. Like not that I thought he was going to invite me or that I will ever play with Datto, but just in the idea that this is something that people are doing. Look what I've done with the No Land Beyond. Like I don't think I'm going to be able to wield it to that extent, but it sounds like fun. It sounds like something different and fun to do in Destiny.
It's bad enough in PvP that I'm pretty sure Bungie has to do something with it, like Thorn and Bad Juju.
Right? Or maybe they'll just leave it as sucks. Maybe don't use it in PvP. But a lot of people are posting scores of them having really rocked with it in PvP. I can't imagine how.
People that like sniper rifles in PvP probably have more use for using a sniper only set.
Right, that sounds like craziness. That sounds like absolute craziness.
See, in my mind, it should have worked like a scout rifle when not zoomed in. That way you could still use it more like as a primary.
Interesting. It's an interesting idea. River, if you could add one thing into Destiny, what would it be? Like, what are you waiting for?
Does it have to be one?
No, go for it.
Fantastic. Two things. One, I'd like to see more cutscenes for any subsequent expansions or anything else that we get, because that's where a lot of the meat of the story would be, in my mind. And two, if Bungie doesn't give me that, then I would want a theater mode.
Oh yeah. Oh man, but we're talking about saving files at that point.
Oh come on! I will buy hard drives to freaking save tons of files.
No, totally.
Use those.
Totally.
I just really want that. I really want to manipulate the camera around. I don't even want Forge mode, man. I just want theater so I can make kick-A videos.
No, me too. Me too. Actually, one of my favorite things to do from Halo 3 on was like war photography. Like I really enjoyed going back through battles and then, finding something interesting and then framing it and taking a picture of it. Like that was so much of what I did in Halo. Like I just would love going back and telling stories through stills and also video. That's a really good one. And what was the other
question?
Quick question.
Quick question. Those Forge files weren't very big, were they?
No, not at all.
Because it's all math. Like it's all this person was here and shot.
Totally.
Type of thing.
Totally. So when it's being replayed, it's really being rerun with those specific coordinates.
So as a recent Xbox user, I'm pretty sure that would take up less space than all the clip recorded every time I do something in some games.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree with that. And what was the other one, River?
No, that was it. Theater mode and more cutscenes.
Oh, okay. In addition to your more cutscenes, I feel like we should have felt like we were really interacting with the world more. Like having your ghost tell you, oh, if we do this, then we totally save the traveler. But I don't ever feel like he was in trouble. The only trouble I ever felt like he was in was being narrated to me by my ghost. We didn't see pieces falling off and destroying parts of the city. We didn't see it actually feeling better. Like, oh, it's lifted, like now the traveler is returning to power. Like there was no change. There was never a way of. In addition, I think that we should also be able to see the other Guardians that are with us in those cutscenes. Like, what the hell is up with that?
Oh, I totally agree.
I was waiting for a break to suggest that maybe we should also, how sometimes you'll talk to your ghost? Why not have a slight banter between everyone? Like, it would take more work, but it would be much better.
I agree. All right.
Oh, can I just add one more thing, too?
Do it to it.
Why didn't Crota's end with a cinema? Like, I just wish it really did. Like, I felt that would have... Yeah, well, I mean,
Because it doesn't ever end.
Yeah, I guess. But I really feel like that would have cemented like the whole new way of telling the story like a lot better. Or just like if Eris, if you went back to Eris after completing the raid, and that maybe it was where the cinematic was or something. But like
Oh,
Well,
that's
they
really
just
she-
good.
needed to really like end it better than just, hey, you completed the raid, good job.
It's not a cinematic, but when you do go back to Eris, she does say, "Oh, you did it," type of thing. Like she knows that you beat
Hey.
Crota, but it's not to the fanfare that a cinema should have been.
Yeah.
And then she keeps on going about how you have to kill Crota again.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
need those eyes.
Yeah.
I heard Katie say in one of those, like I just happened to walk up to her, and she said that tower is empty, isn't it? And this brings me back to something I was saying before the game even came out, which was I wonder what's going on in each of those other towers. Like I want to believe that one of those other towers is Dead Orbit's tower. Like that's where all of the rest of their people are. And only Dead Orbit people go there. Like it doesn't make sense to be stuck this far outside of the city. Like there is no interaction with the city at all. like
To
like
add
art,
a list of overwhelming
Mhm.
demands, we should have an overworld like Final Fantasy that we can land in specific spots.
right? I'm in for that.
We're making quite a list, aren't we?
Yeah. Yeah, there's
New Year's
there's
list.
there's a lot for Bungie to do to add to this game, and really I feel like as much as I hate to say this, it's not going to be until Destiny is not on these older generation consoles that we're really going to see what's going on. Like Dave Candling tweeted earlier today. He tweeted, it's difficult being a parent and not just giving your kids everything that they want, so that in the future they're able to appreciate stuff more. And then he followed that up by saying, this is also a good quality in a game designer. And I responded that please, pretty please, I want access to Grognok because I need to create. I really need to create. I hate to say this, but I'm really thinking about picking up Halo 5 when it comes out, like buying an Xbox One and buying Halo 5 because I need access to a Forge like setup. Like Bungie got me spoiled on creating my own maps, and now I'm ready to go back. And I'm really considering picking up Halo 5, and I've talked massive crap about Halo 5 since all through this show and beforehand, like Bungie's not doing Halo 5, I'm out of here. Like I'm going to follow Bungie, but I mean if they can't give me a creative outlet, I'm going to have to do it. Hey, River, are you getting Halo 5?
Yeah, I'll probably get Halo 5. I hadn't even played the beta. Been playing Destiny too much, man.
But you have access to the beta?
Oh yeah.
Is there
Hadn't
a
even
Forge
downloaded it.
in the beta? Do it to it. I gotta know. I gotta know. If you could just tell me that it sucks.
Destiny.
If you could just tell me that it sucks, then I'll just write it off. I'll be like, well, look, River was hardcore, and now he thinks it sucks, and I could just move on with my day.
I don't think I'm quite sure there's no Forge in the beta. It's just from what I've heard, it's just 2 multiplayer maps.
Really? Because I heard like 8 multiplayer maps. Obviously, one of us.
Not sure. Yeah.
All right. So that is the end of our show. Unless anybody here has anything else they want to add.
Oh, I would like to add that I'd be super, super surprised if Destiny 2 was on PS3 and Xbox 360.
Yeah, I would be super, super surprised about that as well. And if that's the case, then we can expect more of being held back by last-gen technology. But I have total faith in Bungie. I have total faith in what they're doing, and I still love their game, continue to love their game. And it's so strange because I just don't buy DLC for games. Like I'll buy the main game, and then I just won't care about the DLC. And with this, like I'm still really wanting to throw money at them. So that's a very good point, Jess. Thank you. Anyone else? Alrighty then. With that, Agrios shoutouts.
Shout out to Guardian 1 in 2015, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone out there.
Perfect. Jez.
Shout out to my fellow podcasters. Without you, there would be no podcast. Obviously.
I like it. Crimson Warlock.
My shout tonight is a little more personal. I'm shouting out to my wife because tomorrow is our 6th wedding anniversary. And it's been a wonderful 6 years, and I can't wait for a heck of a lot more.
That's
Congratulations.
awesome. Very
Yeah.
nice. A river.
Like to invite all you Guardians out there to join Sit Down Fools because our roster is completely open. So if you want to join in, just join in.
I like it. And my shout out is to my son, who was born on the 23rd of December. It's been really nice having him in the house. He's a really super calm baby. He only cries when he's hungry, and then is just totally content hanging out otherwise. What's that?
You mean this past 23rd?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
congratulations, dude.
Yeah, thank you very much. I can tell that you don't follow me, that you don't have notifications turned on for me because I tweeted
Sure
a
don't.
picture out. I tweeted a picture out.
I'm going to go look at that right now, man, because that's exciting.
It
Right,
has his face in it.
right.
So
Right.
weird.
Yeah, big congrats again, Remy.
Thank you very much. Yeah, he's amazing, and he is a third named after me, who is named after my father. So it's a very exciting time, and it's really, I don't know, having kids is a crazy thing.
Yeah,
And
I found it.
now my bloodline is moving on, and my namesake is moving on, and eyes up, Guardian. So yeah. I would like to thank everyone listening for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you have any questions or comments, please send them to feedback@guardian1.net, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.